Who wants some nightmares?
No.
Let's do it. So I want to preface this by saying, these are hypotheticals. I'm not using the actual names of people, but these are also things that have actually happened. I'm not making this up. I'm not writing stories. These things have actually happened. So, nightmare one. You're 15, you take a revealing photo and send it to a boyfriend, girlfriend, and the picture gets out. Because it always does, we covered that. It always gets out. The other person doesn't even have to show or tell anybody. It will get out. Now, you're embarrassed, parents are beyond angry, you get expelled. You have to go to a different high school. Oh wait, there's more. The authorities are called because you're 15. So you're indicted on felony charges of producing and distributing child porn. You're convicted because your phone says you did it. And you spend the rest of your life on a sex offender registry at 15. You have a Twitter account, it gets compromised because you use a bad password, you gave the password away, somebody tricked you into giving it up, whatever, doesn't matter. Somebody decides that they're going to use that compromised password to log into your account and threaten the president. I'm going to shoot the president, I'm going to blow him up. They do it in such a way where the FBI and NSA and Secret Service think that it's a credible threat, and people show up and throw you in handcuffs, and you spend some time in federal custody until they figure out you got hacked. How long that takes depends on how good the person is that did it to you. So how do you protect yourself? Use good usernames and passwords. Check that out. Can you read that? That right there is my username. That's the password.
Okay, how am I gonna remember that though? I can't even remember my password.
I don't remember this.
Okay, well, my other password is like from my Apple ID. I can never remember. I always have to change it every time.
So you don't remember this. Nobody remembers this. There's no way I'm typing this. Not gonna happen. Why? How? I use KeyPass. KeyPass is a password database. It's a password safe. It's encrypted. It uses a password that you have to get into it, so you gotta remember that. But this is all copy paste. Use this for things like banks, your school login, things that you don't have to type manually with your phone. Now, if you have to create passwords that you have to type randomly, manually, like to log into your laptop or desktop or whatever, do something like this. Set a goal. See how that works? That is a very complex, long password. Why are these passwords so long? They are harder to crack. Even if I hack a database and I get those password hashes that I showed you earlier, if the password is longer than about 10 characters, chances are I'm not going to crack it. As long as it's not a dictionary word. So use passwords like this that are greater than 10 characters, that are complex, capital, lowercase, symbol, number. And this has the added benefit of forcing you to repeat your goal to yourself every day. Try not meeting your goal when you're repeating this like a maddening mantra in your head every time you have to log in. But you should also lie. You remember these? These are all security questions for my bank. Security questions aren't secure. You don't think you have to keep these things private. And you know what's funny? The companies you give the answers to don't have to keep that private either. Is it personal information that you like pizza?
No.
No, but the pizza companies want to know that your favorite food is pizza. So do Mexican restaurants, and they want to know where you live and where you travel to. So, in what city does your nearest sibling live? That's,
Not here.
But if he's not, like my brother lives in today, I'm going to go visit them, which means I'm going to be interested in plane tickets to that place. Every bit of information that somebody collects about you can be used to sell something to you. Whether it's your favorite food, your favorite book, where you went to high school. They'll try to send you a high school ring. They'll try to be like, oh, remember that nostalgia thing that was down the street? The pop soda fountain or whatever it is. They'll try to sell you stuff based on any of these pieces of information. So, how do I get around telling the truth on these? These are security questions. They're what you have to answer in order to reset your password or sometimes even get in. So there's two ways. One is that you pick something that you like, and you're like, okay, so my favorite book is Harry Potter. The road I grew up on is Privet Lane. My mother's maiden name is Dursley. I don't actually remember that one. Name of your first pet was, I was gonna get this one, Hedwig?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Where did you go to high school? Hogwarts. Because otherwise, where did you go to high school? Every single one of you knows the answer to that question. You want to answer that question? Go pick up in your book. So if somebody makes that their security question, go pick up in your book. Or ask them, because they'll probably tell you. Again, this goes into the me tricking people. I can have a conversation with somebody and get all that information. Because nobody thinks it's private. Nobody thinks it's dangerous to give that out. So, anyway, the other way is that I use I answer the question honestly, but I use a hash to turn it into one of those long password hashes, then I use the password hash as the answer. So I scramble it up cryptographically and then put in that big 26 character randomness. But I know the answer, and I know how to get the answer. But for anybody else, even if I tell you, yes, my first car was a 2007 red Ferrari, none of you can actually answer the question because you don't know to cryptographically change that answer. See what I'm saying? Don't reuse usernames and passwords, because I guarantee you somebody has stolen a password from you. In which case, everywhere that password is used is compromised. You have to change it everywhere. So, yeah, it's a pain to have multiple passwords, but then you have KeyPass and you just copy and paste it. It'll make you much more secure, much less likely to get completely owned and have someone like me ruin your life. Because you know what? I've had people, friends of mine, whose email got compromised, somebody logged in and forwarded all kinds of emails to all kinds of people that should never have gotten those emails. Don't overshare. Don't tell people where you're going to be. You can tell people where you've been, but don't be like, I'm leaving on vacation for 2 weeks. What you just said to the world is, my house is empty, come on over. Here's some pro tips. I'm gonna run through these real quick so you guys can ask some questions. Incognito mode does not make you anonymous on the internet. I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back. Incognito mode does not make you anonymous on the internet. All that does is prevent writing logs to your local computer, which means if you're in incognito mode and you go to YouTube, YouTube is not gonna show up in your history. But everything else does. Meaning, the network that you're on logs it and knows it and probably tracks it. They can tell you how long you're on YouTube. They can tell you what videos you watched. They can tell you what other websites you went to, what your Google searches were, how you downloaded or what you downloaded from those websites, how long you spent on each website. They know everything. That's especially true on a network like this one. So if you're on this network, somebody's tracking you, watching you, and they're able to correlate what you're doing by your MAC address back to the physical device that you're on when you do it. They watch everything, absolutely everything. Do not ever share your password with anyone. I don't care what kind of streaks you guys got going on, don't do it. It's not worth it. Because not only do you just tell somebody what your actual password is, and I'm getting there. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but no, I'm getting there. So, not only do you tell somebody who or what your password is, but you have a password and username combination that you likely used on other sites that they can then go and break into. Or, even worse than that, you told the person what kind of password you set, which means that they can guess other passwords if that particular one doesn't work. I've seen so many people get compromised in this way. And it happens all the time to professionals, students, everybody. someone can almost always tell what you're doing and where you're going on the internet, because everything is logged by multiple people. So when you have a situation where you're, say, on this network and you go to YouTube, the local network administrator here logs that you're going to YouTube. YouTube logs that you've got there. Your internet service provider logs that they made that connection. Multiple people, multiple entities know that you've gone to YouTube. And that's true of any site, anywhere. It doesn't matter what it is. Now, everything on campus is tracked. Absolutely everything on campus is tracked. I'll say that again. Everything you do on campus is tracked. You can use a VPN off campus, and if you're at Starbucks, I highly recommend it, because otherwise I listen to everything you do on the internet, because it's broadcast. Yeah.
Most people that go into Starbucks use private IP.
Yeah, no, I'm one of them.
Why do you guys do that?
So, yeah, any public Wi-Fi is dangerous. You should use VPNs on public Wi-Fi. Virtual private network. It allows you to create an encrypted tunnel from you to somewhere else on the planet, so that nothing, not a hotspot. A hotspot is a personal Wi-Fi spot. So, but it's still open in the network. And the Wi-Fi hotspot still allows your internet service provider, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, whoever it is, to read your traffic. It just allows you to read traffic from multiple devices. But, yeah, VPNs allow you to bypass that. Any questions on any of that? We're running out of time, I'm sorry.